Now, this is Koc Holding Group, and these are the team members. I have Waze, Diana, Mary, Claire, Dipin. I'm Diana, and I'll be taking you through the first question. So how coherent and consistent is the company's strategy? First, we're going to be looking at Archelix resources, starting with the financial resources. Archelix is a company which is owned by Koc Holding, which is one of the largest company in Turkey, and which has a wide or a big reserve of financial reserve, which has helped them do many things that other competitors may not be able to accomplish. Next, we are going to look at the human resources. They have more than 40,000 employees around the world, and some of those employees work in the research and development department, which is also another investment that actually has put its money into. They have 16 research and development centers in Turkey and others throughout 9 countries. And they do market research in order to know what the customers want and to be able to, through their facilities and research and development, to be able to drive innovation and to come up with innovative products, which is the next resource that actually boasts or has in its arsenal. So through innovation, they are able to create value through having technologically advanced products and responding to customers' needs and wants for eco-friendly products and energy and water efficient products. And through that innovation, they have been able to get to acquire more than 4,000 patents. Also, through its financial capability, Archelix has been able to acquire several brands, 12 brands in different areas. Like, for example, in South Africa, they've been able to acquire Defy. In Pakistan, they've been able to acquire Attic. And the latest acquisition being in Russia, where they were able to acquire Whirlpool, which is a firm that came with a capability to produce 2.8 million units of refrigerator and laundry products in the Russian facilities. So how well are these elements of strategy content model working together to be able to bring about economic logic? So as I say, the financial resources of Archelix have enabled Archelix to be able to go global, to go international, to acquire brands which are already established in their local markets. And through this, they have had the advantage of acquiring an already established customer base with their multi-branding strategy and their joint venture in different areas. For example, in India, they were able to penetrate the Indian market using a joint venture with Voltas. And in Japan, which is the latest joint venture they've had, just in 2021, they were able to cover joint venture with Hitachi Home Appliances. So through market research, which is also backed up by Archelix finances, they've come up with ways of incorporating the customers' feedback into the products that they produce, hence differentiating the different products from their competitors and acquiring patents along the way.
So I'll be handling question number 2 and 3. Question number 2. How robust is the company's business model for your chosen strategic business unit in terms of creating, delivering, and capturing value? One thing we should note that according to the proponents of the business model, Alexander and A.S. Pina, the rationale of the business model is to analyze how the organization creates, delivers, and captures value. You must know what your customer wants before you start on the process of making any product. And actually, as noted earlier, is a consumer durables company, and it deals in production of consumer durables. And we have seen actually from all through our discussion, we've seen actually growing with change, looking for different modes of satisfying customers and also making profits. And this is done through its customer care service unit, where after a customer has purchased a product, they can also follow up and ask for reviews, ask for their complaints, ask for their ideas, and also give their expectations to Actually. Through this, Actually has acquired more knowledge to understand what do our clients want. And in response to that, they are able to deliver value. Actually has also been seen to balance its purpose with making profit. Actually takes accountability and takes account of its stakeholders, for example, its customers, and it has been seen to use this as another way of invention and innovation. This department of sustainability, or its role to sustainability, mostly now feeds into its research and development center, and by that actually is able to come up with different products that are not only eco-friendly, they're easy to use by different people, has encouraged inclusiveness, and this is how they are able to create value and to deliver value. And for creating value, we're going to look at actually key resources and activities. Actually has been seen to have one of the robust research and development sectors. And in this research and development, Actually is able to be innovative and introduce new products and services onto the market. Actually, upon having got a response from its customers or complaints or expectations of its customers, will get that information and will research and develop different appliances. Actually, research and development sector has a board, an advisory board, and that advisory board is made up of a number of academics and entrepreneurs renowned for what they do from all over the world. Actually, it has also been seen to partner with different national and international organizations to see to it that its research and development is at the maximum, to see to it that not only are they producing the best products, but they are producing products that are in line with their road to sustainability. This is one of the ways as they create how they create value. Actually, it has also been seen to have partnerships with different companies, and some of them would have been its competitors. However, it has gone in a way that it is working with these companies to see to it that it even brings better value to its customers. It has a lot of partnerships, but for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to be looking at its partnership with LG Electronics Inc. and that has been in existence for more than 17 years and has been recently extended. Actually, LG. By this, LG has been providing production services for air conditioners for Actually. However, now they are going to extend its production to producing air conditioners for corporate and commercial consumers. This is a sector that has been seen to be demanding owing to the information they receive back and the requests and the expectations. This is how it's creating value. It understood its customers, and it is to those customers' needs that it responds with the different products. We're going to move to how they capture value. So now this is how Archelic captures value. Archelic has a number of channels in which they reach their clients, and this is through advertisement and online sales. But now, for purposes of this discussion, I'll mostly discuss on advertisement. Archelic has inclusive advertisements. Pictures of the advertisements will basically show you what you're buying, how it actually looks like. It will show you that now this is suitable for a family, this is suitable for families with children, and their pictures are inclusive. People realize and see themselves through their pictures. This is how they pull people into buying Archelic, and Archelic is seen to create value. Archelic prices are also so attractive as compared to its competitors. Archelic has a number of competitors. Beko is not its competitor per se. Beko is a brand in Archelic, but it has competitors such as Veso, Siemens, Profile, Samsung, Hotpoint. And what you see on the screen is basically one of the products, consumer durable products, and a washing machine with a 9 kg capacity, and its maximum speed of 1,400. And this is a machine, this is compared to the different companies that are competing with Archelic, and to see that Archelic it might not have the least, but it's offering the same product at a price below, then this is very attractive. It induces customers. And one thing we should also know that it has a product for each class of customers, ranging from the people that cannot afford highly expensive, highly priced products to the people that afford premium products. And this has put Archelic to a point where it can get and create value from different people. Moving on to question number 3. Question number 3 is asking, how competitive is the value proposition when compared to its rivals, and particularly members of its strategic group? Now, first, to understand value proposition, as noted in question number 1, value proposition is why is a person buying something? Why? What's that need or pain that they need to satisfy while buying that? And if your product cannot satisfy that need, or if you cannot describe it in a way that it can satisfy that need, then it's going to be hard for you to sell that product. So Archelic has a number of competitors producing similar products or products that would be substituted for Archelic's products. And how is Archelic beating its competitors according to its value creation? Archelic has a wide range of products, starting from appliances such as refrigerators, freezers, washing machines, dryers, consumer electronics such as televisions, among others. It also has simple household appliances such as vacuum cleaners, kitchen appliances like toasters, microwaves. And from this wide range of appliances, Archelic is able to satisfy most of its customers' wants and needs. And how is it doing this? It's putting a lot of products onto the market, and different customers are able to get what they need through this. Also, it's tried to note that actually it not only has a range of products, these products are built to satisfy different needs. Actually, can have a wide range of coffee makers. But for example, what we see on the screen is a 12 Pro coffee maker. It is designed for commercial purposes. It can make different coffee types at the same time with different tastes. How easy is it for a person working in a busy cafe to serve the different demands of their customers with this coffee machine? This is what I was trying to explain earlier, that actually has been so innovative to satisfy the different needs. You know how every time you go to a restaurant and you need to be attended to faster. You don't like lines. You wouldn't want to go back to a restaurant where the lines are so huge. So this is what actually has done. It makes life easy, and with its application, phone application, the Home Wiz, you can control all your appliances in one go with just the use of your smart device. With these innovations, actually it has been able to cater for its customer needs. Actually, its prices are also so attractive. It has prices ranging from the cheapest to the highest. When you go to Achelik's portal to buy anything, it will not be hard for you to get something that you want depending on your price range. So again, how competitive is its value proposition when compared to its rivals and its particular members of its strategic groups? Archelic feeds consumer desires and need, and this makes it competitive over its competitors. Thank you.
Well, to answer the fourth question, we did a SWOT analysis to understand the opportunities and threats that facing the Archelic. And we are moving to the strength. We know they actually have a good brand name. Actually have made this brand name by its quality and innovative products. And the next strength is the innovation. Actually always try to be innovative in the products, and we all know about that. And while we're moving forward, it is about the large distribution channel. They have a huge distributors and as well as exporters. And while we move forward, it's like a diverse product portfolio. The products and the brand portfolio of the Archelic, the products and the brand portfolio of the Archelic application is enabling its target period segment in the domestic and as well as the international market. The last strength is the intellectual property rights. Archelic Appliance has a great wide array of patents, copyrights throughout the innovation and buying those rights from the creator. This can help Archelic Appliances to prevent the challenges from the competitors. Now it's time for look for the weakness of the Archelic. This is the one of the important thing we need to focus on, because they have the inequality in the women's in term of getting a job, and while we compare it to the number of the male, it is very low. The next weakness is on about the advertisement. They're only focusing on the same theme and having only a few different themes on advertisement. And as we all know, Archelic is such a big company, and therefore the conflict problems occurred several times. And the last point of the weakness is it is a very expensive to provide the additional parts to its customers. Now it's time to look for the opportunities of the Archelic. And we know the first opportunity is the nearby market opportunities. Architect can explore nearby industries strategic plan to further more marketing growth, especially by enhance the current product and services. And the other opportunity is the increase the demand. Already, athletic products have a demand for the durable goods, but while increasing the demand, it helped to build a good business for them. And the next opportunity is the market size growth and the popular customer development. Over the past decades, they have a half size of the market and has grown exponentially, but they can do it more better because of the thing that they already have. The last opportunity is it's about the profit opportunities in the international market. Even though the Arctic already have a good global value, these opportunities help them to spread the market more efficiently. Now we are going to talk about the threats, and as we know, the Arctic have a huge number of competitors. Number of and the competitors in the market is very high, so it may be lead to the increase the price and decrease the buyers, and the buyers may be think twice before they select the Arctic product. The next threat is the government regulation. It includes the taxes and any kind of regulations. The next threat is the imitating of the strategies. As we know, the Arctic have a number of competitors in the market, so they can there's a chance of imitating their strategy, and they will be applied in the market. Last but not the least, the last threat is the economic crisis, and we already know about that because we already faced that economic crisis in the current economy.
I am here to attend the question number 5 that talked about the resources and capability of Archelic. From the research we've done so far, we're able to discover that Archelic has several numbers of resources and capability that has kept them on top of their games, ranging from financial capability, research and development, their human capitals, their several acquiring brands, their customer care, their joint ventures and production capability. So on the issue of their resources on customer human resources, actually has more than 400 employees that is always there to attend the needs of their customers, and this has helped them to grow widely and differentiate them from their competitors. Their customers are always there to their employees are always there to attend the needs of their customers. On the issue of their joint ventures, actually has a joint venture with LG that's into air conditioners in the Turkey markets, and they also have their latest venture with Henchis that are into home appliances in Japan. Also, customers, their production capability actually has always been in top of their games, very high differences from their competitors. They are well known to be on the top of their game, producing more home appliances that are being distributed all over the world. What makes actually different? What the actually threats and the size of opportunity from the global white goods sector grows despite the COVID-19 impacts. Actually, research and development were able to research and find out a way out which they can create an online platform that their customers can still make their purchases and supplies, and all their products can as well be delivered to them to their different locations. Actually, also has a sustainability for long-term profitability on how to reduce carbon emission by converting it to a waste product and using it to manufacture and recycle new products. What makes Archaic different from their competitors? Archaic has a premium goods, like low price goods that can fit in each kind of your customers, no matter the level you are. They have a low price goods that any of their customer can purchase and also make use of it. Archaic has a best manufacturing employee. As we all know, Archaic has more than 4,000 employees which work for them and attend all their customers' needs at all locations. And this has been an impact that has made them to grow widely in the world, that they are being known as the best, that has differentiated them from their competitors. Archaic has also so many business brands that has expanded into the world, different markets by partnering with different companies all over the world, and then this has made them to penetrate into different world and acquiring so many brands. Archaic also has a research and development teams that all the activities is to research and find out a way of expansion and producing more productivity and technology to actually all over the world. Thank you.
So, question 6, looking at the critical review of the company's internationalization effort, how have they gone global? How have they become international? What areas did they cover, and how are they addressing the localization versus globalization tension? So this is the international presence. Actually reaches every part of the world, either through acquisition, exportation, production plants, or sales and marketing offices, or research and development offices. So we start with the modes of expansion. After having established its dominance in the Turkish market, the first mode of, or the most used mode of expansion to the global market for actually was exports, or is exports, and it's the most implemented method for them. And they do this using their international brand Beko, which was specifically designed to be an international brand. And through this, one of the main thing when doing export is to find a good distribution channels. And for actually, for example, in Albania, they were able to have to obtain a good distribution channel through Neptune, which is a hypermarket, with very good distribution networks in Albania. That way, Beko was able to penetrate that particular market easily. Another way of expansion is actually has acquired several brands in different regions. A couple of them being, it has acquired Blobag in Germany, which was acquired in 2002. We have Defy in South Africa. We have Dolans in Pakistan, and the latest acquisition being in Russia, where it acquired Whirlpool. The next way that Archaic has been able to go global is through joint ventures. To penetrate the Indian market, which is quite a big market, Archaic had a joint venture with Voltas. And also within Turkey, it had a joint venture, or it has a joint venture with LG for production of air conditioners, as previously mentioned by Mary when she was looking at question 5. And this is the latest joint venture with Hitachi Home Appliances, which which actually has used to penetrate the Japanese market. Okay, so next we look at localization versus globalization. How actually dealing with the tension between localization and globalization. First of all, when they do acquisitions, they acquire brands within the region. The brands they have acquired are the best performing brands or one of the best performing brands in those particular regions. They maintain their employees and they maintain those distribution channels. So the culture, for example, culture does not come in play here because the company was already established within the market. Another way they can overcome the localization versus globalization tension is through market research. They do market research on consumer wants and needs so that they are able to adjust their products to fit in with whatever region that they want to export to. They are able to know the preferences of the local consumers so that they can customize their products to fit into the preference of that particular region.
Today, I'm going to talk about between profitability and responsibility. What are they actually going to do that, and what are already done it? And we have three factors to actually already done it and are going to do that. One of the factors is environmental factor. Environmental factor is the effectively from the actually company to improve themselves about the profitability and the responsibility. And actually as doing the renewable energy system in the 50 milliwatt capacity, and already they are purchasing the 100% green electricity in global manufacturing plants, and they invested over the $15 million renewable energy and the energy efficiency. What is the renewable energy? Renewable energy is the means of electricity, solar system, and getting the solar system from the raw material. And they are doing the already reduce the energy consumption and water withdrawal per product by 45%. That means Arçelik as producing like washing machine, dishes washes, and they don't want to waste all of the water for the consumers for the product. And already they want to increase the water recycling and raise ratio 70%. Increase the water recycling to rate 99 in the global operations. And also reduce scope 1 and 2 GHG emission by 30. Let's see the another factors. Another factors is the social factors. Social factors actually nowadays is doing that for the people on the effective the people, the social factors. What are they actually done it about social factors, and what are they doing that? And are they doing that is like empower the children and the young people 21st secondary skill and digital competences react to 250,000 young people. According to Arçelik, the report, they're promote to gender equality. That means they want to empower the female presence. Nowadays, and Arçelik has 70% of the female employers, but they want to improve this number over the 30 and 37. And also, they are doing to provide the technology, design, IT, software training for the girls. The girls between ages 10 and 14. And they are doing these things in the Turkey, but they want to improve the 2026. This is the one of the close targets of the Arçelik. And also, they implement our program. They implement their program in Romania, Pakistan, South Africa, operational facilities of Arçelik support the career development of the women engineers. This is another things that Arçelik want to do that for the women employers. And also they investigate the 5,000 women for 4 million funds for the women entrepreneurs. They wanted to get new idea from them, and they wanted to improve their technology and enable the women to gain new professional competencies at the technical levels and increase the ratio of women technicians working at Arçelik. This from 6.7% to gonna increase the 14% by 2026. One of two, and the last of two factors is governance factors. Arçelik already everyone knows the Arçelik factors. Arçelik has a 4 principles. These principles are accountability, responsibility, openness, and transparency. These principles get help to Arçelik to much more the profitability, and they're also how to show the responsibility, openness, and transparency. That means end of the every year, end of the year, they're sharing some reports for the stakeholders and shareholders, but also they are doing the increase in sustainability for the suppliers. Index response rate, this is rating gonna be high, 70%. And also they wanted to apply for the suppliers some certificates. This certificates and helps to how their rating to going up. And also they collect the monitor and some data details about the suppliers, and I encourage them set their own targets. This we call the ESG. That means environmental, social, and governance data. Increase the average training hours per employer going to be increased because they want to get the training from them to 35 hours every year, and every year they want to increase that hours for training for them. And also some training activities on the online platform. They wanted to show them and train them the online platforms, and they wanted to increase this number 40%. And they have some solution partner offers the sustainability tools for households and adopt the more sustainability lifestyles. And the governance that means is they wanted to actually wants to every time show them how to do responsibility, accountability, openness, and transparency. This is important for the shareholders and the stakeholders. This between the profitability and also responsibility, because end of the year, when the shareholders or stakeholders saw the rates of the Arçelik going increase, and it helps for them to how to make more profit, how to get revenue from them. This is the question 7 answer. Thanks for listening to me. Now I'm going to talk about the question 8 and about one scenario. First scenario is the shortage of the microchip. Why we choose the shortage of the microchip? And today the problem microchip production affects the products we will use in the future. In the particular in this program affects production, automotive, computers, and telephones and other electronic devices. That means with the development of the technology, demand the technology devices has increased considerably. And if they cannot find any solution about the microchip problem, is gonna be getting more trouble for the consumer and suppliers. And over the next 5 years, in the microchip problem, they will not be able to meet the demand of the customers. Koç is one of the biggest company on the Turkey. That means it's like they have like 3 big sectors. One of the big sectors is energy, others automotive and home appliance sectors. This chip problem directly affects these domestic sectors. The spreading microchip problem affecting is the household appliance microchips are used to all products to produce. The reduction of the microchip production will cause limited the production of the products. That means this will not meet the consumer demand. And at the same time, the price will increase, the products will be out of the very high demand. I'm going to talk about the assumption of the scenario. This is the underlying of the scenario. According to the scenario created, which is our team created the scenario, they actually will not able to produce enough and will not be able to meet the product the demanded customers. That means when they want to produce to some product, they will not produce to enough time, or they will not to give the customers to enough time. That means it's about the supply and demand. At the same time, profitability will decrease. The amount of the customer will and when the profitability will decrease, amount of the customer will decrease, because of if the customers doesn't find to buy some products, that means profitability will automatically decrease, which will cause of the Arçelik group to lose, and the Arçelik group will lose the corporate reputation. That means Arçelik has a force. We already know Arçelik have four principles, and one of the responsibility, accountability, openness, transparency, and the accountability. And this is the effectively accountability and responsibility, because if they don't find any solution, this directly affect the corporate reputation. And microchip is one of the biggest factors that will cause of the products of the Arçelik not be produced at the right time. And let's see how this response the company should consider. When we consider the microchip scarcity scenario, what Arçelik should do to find the microchips? Arçelik should find some microchip suppliers in different countries and make some agreements. That means nowadays just China, India, and some other country just produce the microchip, and it's not enough for all of the technological companies around the world. That's why Arçelik has to do that. The agreements will last for many years or ensure that existing suppliers give proper for company. Another option is kind of research and development options. If they find another product with the same function, instead of the microchip, they will use and they will conduct research about the development studies and continue the production of the products. That means they will produce enough time to give some product to customer, and they don't lose some profit, and they already protect their reputation. Thank you.
Let's take another scenario where the level of the plastic pollution in the environment is dangerously high, and the Unit Book of all nations of the world has unanimously voted for stop all production of the plastic. And the Arçelik is one of the company which have which use the plastic as the main raw material. This is because the plastic are not the biodegradable, and when it's burned, they produce a carbon emission, which further contributes to the air pollution. Okay, and let's move to the assumption that we made, that there is no way to produce a biodegradable plastic, and thus there is no way to utilize the plastic in an environmental sustainable manner. The next assumption is we assume that there will be no more opposition from any sector to stop all the plastic pollutions. Now it's time to move to the response that we are going to give to the company. Arçelik can recycle the existing plastic in a short run, as well as Arçelik need to find an alternative which works better than plastic and more sustainable and eco-friendly.
Okay, now we are going to see the scenario 3. Okay, it's about the inflation. Let's look at the brief outline. In the time of inflation, the cost of raw material will go up and make the higher cost of the product. This will lead to the increase in the price of the products, as well as known as the situation the consumer purchasing price is already low, and consumer durables which are actually produced may not in the list of their consumers purchasing list. In a scenario where the inflation has caused consumer to stop buying the consumer durables, Arçelik may force to reduce the production, which will affect the profitability of the Archelic. Archelic may force to shut down Arctic may force to shut down their manufacturing plants, and they may be lay off some of the employees. And the shareholders, they will notice they are in a dangerous situation because they maybe lose their investment. So they will demand the management of Arctic to come up with the ways to save the company from losses and possibility to total failure. Okay, now we are going to look the assumptions. From this scenario, we made some of the assumptions like Atlic will increase the overall price of products because there's no raw materials, and because it's all of the raw materials are very expensive. The second assumption we made is the mere are the consumer will stop buying the consumer durables in favor of basis of the needs because they might be think that um, their purchasing power is low. So is it important to buy another consumer goods like that? Okay, the third one is inflation will affect the purchasing power of consumer in the same way. Okay, now we'll move on to the response. Okay, the following are the strategies, which are the options you should take into the account by the company when the inflation is high. The first one is adjust and clean up the product portfolio. The second one is the reduction production in reducing the production in one plant and increasing in another plant. Like if actually has multiple branches throughout the world. If they're facing the inflation in the Turkey, they can decrease the production in the Turkey. But if they also have the plant in India, so they can increase their production in India, and they can manage the loss which they occur in the Turkey. And the next thing is modify the price model, like increase the price in certain places because already we know the availability of raw materials is low. And the last thing is that they can consider if they collaborate with the company. So collaboration with the company, they can reduce their cost of production, and through that they can make some more profit. Management would also explore the combination of these solutions because they are not mutually exclusive.
To summarize our presentation, in every a successful business, there's always a good strategy behind it. So the core of every successful business is a good strategy. And this goes hand in hand with identifying what the customer wants, who they are, what they want to buy, and how to meet those needs of the customer. So actually, as a company, knows this, and they've been able to do research and use that research to come up with innovative and products which meet the customers' want, which are in line with or which take into consideration the effects to the environment, which are eco-friendly, which are energy efficient, which are water efficient. And this way they have been able to gain a competitive edge over their competitors. So by doing or by taking into consideration the wants and the needs of the consumer, they've been able to create a brand value in a sustainable way. And this has been done by heavy investments in the research and technology, which has driven innovative products which keep in times or keep in line with the changing technology and addressing the changing or addressing the ecological and environmental concerns of many consumers. Archelic also recognizes the relevance of the different stakeholders, which is part of their business strategy. That way, they are able to address all the needs of all their stakeholders, and this has given actually an advantage over their rivals in the consumer durable industry. It has shown a continuous growth starting from Turkey and expanding into the global and international market through various means or through various methods, which it has used to establish a reputation as a fierce competitor in the consumer durable market. To conclude, the performance and the success of a business is dependent on how well they respond to the micro and macro environmental factors, avoid risks, and seize the opportunities that affect its stakeholders and which are relevant to the business. All these strategies have been presented to a greater extent and applied to a company in way of evaluating the overall strategy of the company. This way, the company will be able to evaluate or to decide what to do next. Should they continue the strategy? Should they modify the strategy, or should they change their strategy altogether? Thank you.